What if I told you that you could create beautiful hand lettering without having to buy a single thing? Well, this is the video where I'm going to teach you how to do just that. If you're ready, let's jump right in. Oftentimes when I share hand lettering, it's done with a brush pen. And while there are some cheap ones out there, in general, they're not like the least expensive thing that you could buy. And while I do love a good pen just as much as the next calligrapher, I also can't buy every fun art supply that I see, which is where this lettering comes in. It is called faux calligraphy, and it's kind of just what it sounds like, fake calligraphy. But there's a bit more of a technique to it, so let me show you what I mean. But first, I'm going to create an example of brush lettering that we can use to compare at the end of the video. Now, when I say you don't have to buy a single supply, I do mean it because we all probably have some kind of writing utensil available, but if not, I guess I should mention that you do need a piece of paper and something to write with. It could be a pencil, a ballpoint pen, a gel pen, a marker, a fine liner. You could even do it with a crayon. And if you're wondering, it was actually super hard to lay those pieces of paper down straight. So thanks for not minding my crooked pieces of paper. But for faux calligraphy, we're going to start by writing our regular alphabet. You can use your regular handwriting, but you can also use cursive or a script style, which is how you get that calligraphy look. I'm going to draw mine kind of large for you to be able to see exactly what I'm doing. So I am actually using a marker, and then I will flip it over to the other side for some of the details. But if you're drawing with a small pen like a ballpoint pen, you'll just want to draw a little bit smaller. Otherwise, you're going to be spending a lot of time scribbling in different areas. Let me show you what I mean by that. So once we've drawn our word, we're going to go back and thicken different parts of our letters. But there's a method for this, so don't just thicken any single stroke. I used to do this, and I would just kind of guess with each letter which part I should thicken because I didn't know the actual technique. But the thing that happened was sometimes it looked great and sometimes it didn't, and it was just always kind of a guess. I didn't really know for sure if I was going to get it right or if I was going to mess it up until it was kind of too late. But the technique is actually so simple, so there's no need to waste your time guessing when you could literally just follow this one simple rule. So whenever we draw our letter and the stroke is going down towards the bottom of our page, that's going to be our thicker stroke. And the strokes that we draw that go up towards the top of our page, we're just going to leave them as they were when we drew them. Well, for now we might adjust them later depending on which pen you're using, but they're not really going to get much thicker. Just like in brush lettering, this is how we figure out which strokes are going to get thicker and which are going to stay thinner. If you're not sure, write the word on a scratch piece of paper and then add arrows to it so that you can see which direction each stroke is going. We can practice and practice, which I do believe is so important. But it's always fun to see what you can do with your new skills. So let me show you an example of why you might actually want to use faux calligraphy as your first choice of lettering. You might be thinking, yeah, this method is amazing if you're a beginner, but I already have a bunch of brush pens, so I might as well use them. But the thing is, there are times when faux calligraphy is really the only, or at least the best option. Things like sign making, those big menus that you make for weddings, lettering on acrylic like ornaments or wedding signage, home decor art pieces, all of those are typically done using faux calligraphy because of the fact that there aren't really great options for brush style of paint pens. Even lettering on those Bible covers or journal covers are usually done with a paint pen too. I've actually tried some brush paint pens and it's just never really a great situation. So in some cases like this, if you use a quality paint pen, the outcome just ends up looking much better than if you tried to use one of those brush paint pens. And even the most seasoned calligraphers will want to use faux calligraphy in those instances. But don't worry, you don't have to have paint pens or anything fancy to learn this style. Like I said, just a pen or even a pencil, it's super easy. I actually created a printable worksheet set to teach you how to letter using faux calligraphy. It's called the Olivia and it's a 78-page printable with a couple different options for layouts of the worksheets depending on if you want to practice one letter in depth or if you just want a quick practice where you practice one letter per line. The in-depth pages break down the letters first by stroke without adding any thickness. There's a page for each uppercase letter and a page for each lowercase letter. And this is simply to learn how to create those base letters. And then as you move down the worksheet page, you'll begin to add the thickness in. Then there are what I call these quick start pages where you can move through the alphabet a little bit more quickly once you become a bit more comfortable with the lettering. There are also practice words to help you practice lettering connections and get the feel for writing words. And then there's a page where you can practice the continuous alphabet from A through Z all on one line. This is a good one to keep out for reference if you want to be able to look and see how a certain lowercase letter is formed, but it's also a good one for swatching different pens so you can see how they perform. So you can do one line in one pen and another line in another pen and compare them down the page. You can find this worksheet set linked below, but I'll also leave a discount code for you in the description box so that you can get them at a discounted price. So once we've created our thickened downstrokes, we will need to fill it in to create that finished faux calligraphy look. This is where I was talking about writing smaller if you're using a smaller pen, because you don't want to spend a lot of time scribbling in to thicken that downstroke. Not only is this super time consuming, but it also looks kind of scratchy, which kind of gives it away that it's not actually brush lettering. So if you're using a smaller pen or pencil, just start filling in. I like to do short one-directional strokes, so I'm not going back and forth over the same part of the paper. Otherwise, you can sometimes tear up your paper, depending on if you're using a really pointed pen, or a marker will sometimes do this too, because it's putting a lot of ink down on the paper, and the paper just wears out a little bit. And I know that I said we're not going to thicken the upstrokes, but depending on the pen, you may want to go over them again. The reason I like to do this is because some pens, especially the ones that are kind of light in color, are going to show where we've drawn in our thick strokes. This is also why when you're filling in those thickened strokes, you want to try to not go back over and over the same spot. But if I do have a pen like that, once I've filled in that thickened stroke, I like to kind of trace back over the other strokes just to even out the lettering and make it look a little bit more seamless. I think this kind of gives it a nice finished look that really resembles our brush calligraphy. I do want to point out that by the end of filming this video, my hand was pretty tired, and I usually can film for 2 or 3 times this long without getting fatigued. So just keep that in mind if you are practicing faux calligraphy. You may need to take a lot of breaks. With faux calligraphy, we are doing a lot more little motions versus just the big swoops with our brush pen. So I think it can just be a little bit more tiring, especially if you're not used to that. So just keep that in mind. Remember to take breaks if you need to and enjoy the process. If you want to learn more about hand lettering, make sure to check out my hand lettering basics playlist that I will leave linked right here. And don't forget the discount code for the Olivia linked in the description box below. Thanks so much for watching. Happy lettering, and I'll see you over in that next video.